One love, one love. Shout out to all of you. Wonderful, 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 wonderful deep divers. I hope your day is going good. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. I woke up like this, all magical and fly, just woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. And I said it's about time I go live, right? Oh yeah, we got the whole new setup, deep divers, in the gold room. And I hope all of you are taking care of yourself. If you're watching this video, this is a confirmation. Unexpected blessings are coming your way this week. I want you to trust the process. I want you to remind yourself it can happen for you. Just like it happened for me, it can happen for you. Right now, I just want to say thank you to the universe. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's here in the chat room. Everybody who's here, deep divers. You are appreciated. Like I say, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from everybody out there. So, you got a question? If there's something you want to talk about, we can talk about it, because this is the people's show. It's not about me. It's about you. First of all, I want to say a thank you to everyone who's been getting the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart, on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book, the Bible of Becoming Your Greatest Version. Also, the book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart at ralphsmart.com/the book. Also, the Bible of Becoming Your Greatest Version, and the Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. So, shout out to everyone who's here. And like I say, let's raise the frequency, deep divers. Let's raise the frequency. Once again, we got a lot to talk about.
Wanna bathe myself in you. Wanna break my soul in two. 'Cause I would die to give what I take. Illusions still on my skin. Ignoring,
Oh yeah, you're enjoying those vibes, deep divers. Like I always say, let's start off with gratitude, right? Powerful song, powerful song. And that's what it's all about. Right now, it's all about raising the frequency. Shout out to everyone who's here, everybody who's diving deep. I said, hey, let me go live. Let me talk to the deep divers in live time, right? And we're living in truly powerful times. I just put out a video, deep divers. It already went, you know, it's already doing the rounds. A lot of people are enjoying it. And that's why I always say I'm always in the heart of nature. I got a whole studio set up, but I'm hardly here because I'm always in the heart of nature, getting connected to Gaia. And, you know, right now, so much is happening. Right now, so much is happening. Let's start with gratitude, deep divers. Hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. Leave a comment, leave a message, reading every single comment because I'm like that. Let me shout out to Valentina. Wait a second. Get a Don DeMarco right now. Valentina, you are appreciated. Hi, Ralphie. How do I deal with bossy co-workers that tell you what to do? I refuse to do as I am told, and this just motivates me to get out of the matrix. Thank you. That's a great question. Well, what I'm going to tell you, Valentina, is you got to remind yourself that we all choose the life we have. We always choose where we are. And sometimes we think, oh, I don't choose. But in actuality, we've chosen where we want to be. And we can choose where we want to be in the future. You got to remind yourself that I used to have a bossy coworker once upon a time, deep divers. Once upon a time, I used to have a bossy coworker. And it's tough. It's not easy. But like you say, use that as motivation to get your ass out of the matrix. You know, I always say there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with a job. The question is, how is it serving you? You got a lot of people who you need working 9-to-5s, who are working 9-to-5s, plumbers, electricians. All of these people are needed. It's all about, is this your sole purpose? Is this your sole calling? And you have to learn to put yourself in a position where you don't take BS from anybody. But you have to also learn to speak your truth, even to someone who is bossy. Tell them. A lot of people get shocked when you open your mouth and tell them what it really is. A lot of people don't know how to take that. And that's what you have to do right now. That's what you really have to do. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers, everybody who's diving deep. Nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our own eyes, right? This is what we're going to dive into. Nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our own eyes. Like I told you, deep divers, we're living in the midst of a paradigm shift. Everything is upgrading. Everything is upgrading. And we've got to remind ourselves right now, you want to be protecting your energy. Right now, you also want to be making sure you're not straddling the fence. You know, someone asked me, Ralph, talk about not serving two masters. And this is key. You see, you don't get to be here this long as me, without help. You don't get to be here as long as I've been here, spitting this kind of truth without people helping you behind the scenes. You know, we've got to remind ourselves, we're often told of malevolent forces, right? You hear that, deep divers. You hear of like, oh, there's so many bad forces. But what you have to really understand is there are many benevolent forces who are helping humanity every single day, who are helping light workers all around the world. And they are even more powerful than the negative entities right? So we've got to remind ourselves a tremendous great shift is happening right now on the planet, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see so many people who are waking up, so many people who are getting ready for what's coming, because it's coming. I'm only here to give you a message because I'm a divine messenger, but like I say, I'm only here because of gratitude. Let me say a thank you. Thank you. Big thank you. You just blown my mind right now. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who made it here. Everybody who made it here. Coming in on the 11/11, let me say a thank you to you. The wonderful, magnificent. Shout out to everybody who's here. How you feeling today, deep divers? How you feeling today, deep divers? How's everybody feeling? Let me say a big thank you to Brendan Smith. You are appreciated. Hey Ralph, on behalf of all the deep divers, thanks for putting in so much work to deliver us the messages we need to hear. Hope you're enjoying life and taking it easy. We got work to do, deep divers. We got work to do, deep divers. Absolutely, Brendan. Brendan, absolutely. We have work to do. I appreciate you. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. So right now, let's dive into it. Nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our own eyes. You see, right now, this is not the time to be straddling the fence. You see, a lot of you right here are waking up, which is fantastic. But there's levels to this. And one of the hardest levels to overcome, because every level has a boss, is to really be who you are 100%. You know how you kind of sometimes see your neighbors and sometimes you don't know what to say? It's because people are playing so many different roles. A lot of people find it hard to show who they really are to the world. Unless you are someone who is living one truth. And this is what this time is all about in this paradigm shift right now. If you are living one truth, life becomes easier. It's so easy for me right now, deep divers, because the whole world knows who I am. You all know I'm all about raising the frequency. You all know I'm all about raising the vibration. And that's what it's always been about, right? And right now we have to put ourselves in a position to not wear different masks, not pretend to be someone we're not. And if you can do that, great things are happening. The good news, me being in the front lines, at the forefront of really seeing this whole awakening from the birth to where it's at right now, what you're seeing is so many people who are starting to wake up. And it's not just because I'm saying it, it's because it's a time right now on the planet. You see, there are a lot of people who are chameleons. A lot of people are more awake than you actually know. I receive a lot of messages from different people. They're like, Ralph, I watch your videos, but people would never know. And this is what's happening. There are a lot of people who are not showing other people how much they're diving deep. And I get a lot of messages, thousands every single week. And it's from people who are saying, Ralph, you know what? I woke up to this matrix and right now I'm freeing myself. And it's so great to see. So great to see. How you feeling today, deep diver? Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. And I got to be doing more of these live streams. But like I say, let's start off with gratitude. Let's always start off with gratitude. I want to remind you that not a leaf falls from a tree without the universe's permission. And I'm only here not because of my saying, hey, I want to be here and share with the world. No, I'm only here through the universe's grace. You see, you got to remind yourself, deep divers, when you've been around as long as me, seeing this whole thing pan out, you realize that you're being protected. You're also realizing this is a gift. Because think about it, I've been making videos consistently. Something could have happened in between that time. How come it hasn't happened? Instead, the whole universe is working in my favor. The reason why is because I'm humbling myself in front of the universe every single day, realizing it was written. It was written. And when you learn about this, everything begins to make sense. Let me say a thank you to the wonderful David Tomes. You're most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much, David. Belief. Thank you, David. Belief is the program that creates my reality. What is shaping your world is words, thoughts, and actions. Change that, and your own life will also change. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. And you're amazing. Let me say a thank you to you, most definitely. Because like I say, it's not about me. It is about everybody right now. You know, like I said, a huge paradigm shift is happening. And it's happening because, you see, over the last few years, so much transformation has taken place. A lot of people have been doing a lot of soul searching. But also, we have to see that we're at the door of the age of Aquarius, which is the information age. And right now, the hidden is coming to light. The veil is being lifted. You see, I made the video Tipping Point. Shout out to After School. Go and watch that video, Tipping Point. And in Tipping Point, you know, I talk about how we are at the tipping point and we have already hit the iceberg. And what this means is that we still haven't seen the effects of everything that's taken place over the last few years. We still haven't seen the effects of even artificial intelligence. And this is the reason why you have to put yourself in a position where you are the ultimate architect of your own reality. The reason why is because you see a lot of things are changing rapidly in society. We're seeing the rise of artificial intelligence. We're seeing the rise of ChatGPT. We're seeing the rise of the metaverse. We're also seeing the rise of wars and Russia and Ukraine and what's happening in Sudan and a new king of England. All of these things are very symbolic to the coming energies on the planet. I want to tell you this, deep divers, that there's nothing to be afraid of. And when you remind yourself every single day, it's only ever taken one person to change the fabric of reality, and that is you. Like David said, belief is the program that creates my reality. What is shaping your world is words, thoughts, and actions. Change that, and your own life will also change. How you feeling today, deep diver? Shout out to everyone who's here. You know, nothing can stop what's coming. And what is coming is this great turning of the tide. You know, I meet so many people from all over the world. And through my travels, I've met a lot of people who are really starting to find out who they really are. They're diving deep, deeper than they've ever gone before. And it's not just happening to people who have been on this journey. It's happening to people who have been fast asleep. People are getting unexpected wake-up calls. And You see, the reason why I say this is a very powerful time, because you see, a lot of people are going to go through a tremendous breakdown. You see, awakening is not all peaches and cream. It's extremely destructive. The reason why is because it erodes everything that you think you know. And a lot of people know that when they went through their awakening, it was extremely painful. When they went through their awakening, it was extremely worrying and troublesome, and all kind of things were happening. And everybody is going to go through that in this world. Let me say a thank you to everyone who's here. Dace Dubave, you are appreciated. I can feel changes, especially because I changed my faith, and I have since that I had since early childhood. I'm on my path, all new. Thank you. Wishing the best. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. Let me say a thank you to also Full Moon. You are appreciated. Thank you, Mentor, for being here with us all today. How do we deal? How to deal with people when you want to be alone. Lately, I've been feeling so frustrated at people. It's hard to hide my annoyance at work. What's going on? How to deal with it? Hey, that's a great question. Let me tell you this. How to deal with people when you just want to be alone. You got to remind yourself that what you're dealing with is energy. That's all you're dealing with. You can replace that word people with energy. And your question is really how to deal with energy that's not serving you when you want to be alone. Because once you have energy or people that are promoting your mental health and giving you good energy, good vibes, that's not a problem. The reason why a lot of people want to be alone in this world, away from other people, is because other people are no longer serving them. So it's about you realizing everything is interconnected. We could never ever be alone, even if we tried. But if you are around people who aren't serving you and you just want to be alone, set up healthy energetic boundaries. Avoid people who don't bring you anything except drama, gossip, and heartache. And learn to remove yourself from circles which are toxic. You know, that's so fundamental. You know, that's so fundamental right now. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Everybody who's diving deep, right? Everybody who's diving deep. So, as I was saying, nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our own eyes. And what you're seeing right now is, like I said, a lot of people are going in that cocoon. You know, the caterpillar and the butterfly is the tale of the metamorphosis. It's the tale that everyone has to take along this journey, along the hero's journey. You have to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And a lot of people have been so programmed in this matrix, they're still the leafy caterpillar. And they're going to have to go through this transformation, and it's going to be extremely painful. In fact, a lot of people are going to have a tremendous breakdown. Everybody has a breakdown on the way to awakening, on the way to becoming enlightened, on the way to really finding out who they really are. A lot of people haven't had that yet. And that's the reason why, if you've gone through that journey, celebrate. You know why? Because you know something they don't know. It's like a door opens for you. When you start to wake up, when you start to find out who you really are, it's like you go into another door. You know, the Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis, right? Great books. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, he was telling you in the book that you can open a wardrobe and enter a whole new reality. Right? That's kind of how this is. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You can open a whole wardrobe and enter Narnia right now. So there are levels to this. There are different realities happening simultaneously. And there are so many people who are embarking on that journey. And it's a powerful time right now. How are you feeling today, deep divers? But you see, a lot of people, friends and family who are so plugged into this matrix, they still have to have the breakdown. Because you see, the breakdown happens when you have a new source of information that now is going against the information that you had installed. The program now gets overridden, and it's a breakdown. People have a meltdown. You see, what's happened over the last 2,000 years, which was the age of Pisces, it was all about believing. You believed in the tooth fairy. You believed in the government. You believed in society. You believed in all of these things. The belief is coming to an end because we're entering the age of Aquarius. It's no longer about believing. It's about knowing. And this is the reason why people no longer believe, they know. And right now you have to know or not know. You have to know which direction you're going in and go that way. You can't be in and then out. You can't serve two masters. You see, this whole theme, someone actually asked me, they're like, Ralph, talk about not serving two masters. And then, it happened for me. When I was starting to share, on YouTube, I was working and I realized it wasn't going to work because everything I was talking about was going against where I was. There was a conflict of interest. And a lot of people know this. Let me shout out to Lydia Hill. You are most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. Hi, Ralph. What is your thoughts? Let me say a thank you again. Shout out to everyone who said, deep divers, smash that like button, share the video. Smash that like button, share the video. We just started and went right into it. Lydia Hill asking, what is your thoughts about there being a dome over the earth, right? And the firmament, right? The firmament. You got to remind yourself that we know nothing about anything. And that's enlightenment. Like Confucius said, wisdom is to know the full extent of one's own ignorance. And when you remind yourself that we're only seeing less than 1%, 0.035% of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is visible light, we're practically blind in the universe. When you remind yourself that, like Napoleon said, history is written by the winners. And a lot of the history you've received is the earth. If the earth is a sphere and all of these things, every picture that NASA creates of planet Earth, they'll tell you is photoshopped, because what Earth really looks like, you have no idea. A lot of people will say it's a holographic universe. Some people might say it's a flat Earth, but the truth is you will never know unless you go and find out yourself. You see, we've got to go back to realizing it's his story. His story is not yours. And that's the reason why you have to know it for yourself. We can, though, know from ancients, they talked of the firmament. They talked of a dome being over the earth from the Native Americans going back to Egypt. They talked of this dome being over the earth. You can find that in literature all around the world of ancient texts. But still, you have to find out for yourself, and you have to ask yourself, how is this helping me become my greatest version? You see, right now, with everything happening, always tie it back to the question, How is this helping me become my greatest version? I spoke of right now, you have to be royal. You have to realize you are stardust. You're cut from stardust. The nitrogen in your DNA, the calcium in your teeth, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your apple pies were all made from the interior of collapsing stars. You are stardust. That's what the great Carl Sagan said. And I always say, go and study people like Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan wrote The Pale Blue Dot. I used to listen to Carl Sagan. And the reason why is because when you listen to people like Carl Sagan, people who really study the whole universe for decades upon decades, they'll tell you, we know hardly anything. And this humbles you because you see, part of this paradigm shift is new revelations to say, actually, what the bleep do we know? Like I said, full disclosure is coming. The Pentagon have already confirmed UFOs, but we already knew that more information is going to come out about the UFOs. They've always been here. A lot of people see them. They're outside your window right now, deep divers, but they've always been here. This is a part of it because you see, a lot of people don't realize they knew about this, but they couldn't release it to the public. The reason why is because they think people aren't ready for this. You see, because it contradicts everything about what they've been told. You've been told that actually we're the only ones on this planet. But if you were to realize that there are infinite life forms all around you in this universe, when that reality comes into the public domain, there's going to be total anarchy because people are going to start to realize actually the people who I thought were in control aren't actually in control. And this is part of the great disclosure, awakening that's coming to the planet, that we've never actually been alone. How you feeling today, deep divers? How you feeling today, deep divers? Nothing can stop what's coming. I speak of how the awakening is already mainstream and it's going even more viral than ever. The reason why is because you're having people with big platforms getting up and speaking. And you've got to remind yourself, you see, humanity has reached a point where it can't get any lower than the current state. You have wars, you have Sudan, you have Russia and Ukraine, you have all of these things happening. And it's because the system is collapsing. You have banks collapsing all over the world, monetary systems collapsing. It's all because the system is coming to an end. Even as marvelous as Sumeria was, it had to come to an end. Even as marvelous as Egypt was, it had to come to an end because every civilization has an expiry date. That's the good news. There's always a new version coming into existence. And we're at the dawn of that right now. And that's the reason why we're in a powerful time, because so many people are doing their own research. So many people are doing their own investigations. And a lot of people right now are actually congregating with other like minds. There's been a whole big agenda to separate human beings. Because you see, what happens when people start connecting? What happens when 10 people come together who are on the same frequency and vibration? More energy is created. What happens if 100 people come together? Even more energy is created. What happens if 1 million people come together? Well, they start to shift reality. And we're reaching that critical mass right now where enough people are starting to get it. And this is the reason why society doesn't feel the same. A lot of people write to me, they're like, Ralph, everything feels so empty and hollow. And you can only expect that. The reason why is because people are pulling away from the system. They're pulling away from everything they once believed in. it's no longer having the same effect, because it's almost like you found out Santa Claus is not real. You found out the tooth fairy doesn't exist. This is where humanity finds itself. The DJ has stopped the music. Oh my gosh. Now it's time to wake up and get out of the club. Put your shoes on. Deep Divers, how you feeling today? Shout out to everyone who made it here. If you made it here, round of applause. Shout out to everyone who's here. So, like I say, nothing can stop what's coming. And, I made a video talking about becoming royal. This is so important because you see, a lot of people don't know how royal families came into existence in the first place. And this is all part of a greater awareness. How are you feeling today, deep diver? Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. And you got a message, a question, let me know. So when you remind yourself that, truth be told, and part of this whole new wave of the change that's coming is that people are now leading themselves. People are now governing themselves. People are now becoming sovereign. And this is a big word, sovereignty. People are now going back to that. And this is the reason why a lot of people are going off grid. A lot of people are forming communities all around the world. A lot of people are doing it. And you're going to see even more of that, because you see, a lot of people, over everything that happened over those last few years, a lot of people have a plan B. A lot of people made their plan B a plan A. And a lot of people are homeschooling their children. A lot of people are learning how to grow their own fruits and vegetables. A lot of people are doing all of that. And that's the good news. Because you see, a lot of people, and a lot of people are still infants. And that's okay. Because like I said, there's so many levels to this. So many levels to this. And certain people need to be where they are to learn and grow. But it's all about where you are. And realizing you don't have to stoop down to their level. You should continue to go in your direction. And this is how you're going to become 100 times more powerful. Sometimes we say, hey, I've got to dumb down. No, you don't want to dumb down. You want to wear your truth on your sleeve. And you want to dive deep, you see, because everything is being magnified. So when I'm talking, we're talking fifth dimension. What's fifth dimension? If you don't get it, move on. Right? This is the time we're in right now. We're not in the time of trying to convince people, trying to get people to believe in us. No, you either know it or you don't. And this is the reason why right now it's all about standing in your truth, 100%. Standing in your truth, because this is how you get rewarded. If I wasn't living my truth, there would be no infinite waters. I wouldn't be here right now. But because I was smart enough to know, continue doing what you're doing and you'll reap the benefits. And this is why I always tell you, don't serve two masters. Because if you do, you're going to get burnt. And a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the Matrix, they get burnt that way because, they start to say, hey, I want to kind of expose the industry. Look what happened to Jamie Foxx. Look what happened to Jamie Foxx. Once you're in that world, you got to stay there because you've signed the contracts. You can't switch sides because a lot of people have tried to do that. doesn't end too well. Because you see, you got to remind yourself there are forces which use celebrities to promote messages. And once you sign a contract with them, you can't say, hey, I want to start waking people up. No, you can't do that. Because if you do that, you breach the contract. But if you're somebody who's always from day one spoke truth to power, you can keep doing that. And that's the reason why I see people say, gosh, Ralph, how come you've been here for so long speaking that truth and you can't be touched? Because I told you, the whole universe is working in my favor. Get a Don DeMarco right now. The astral chief, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. You are appreciated. Going out into nature and grateful to see you alive. Infinite universe evidence being suppressed, unity in grids and free energy. How do we deal with waking up in an alternate universe if that is possible? Well, it's possible, absolutely. You know, a lot of people, once again, when you go down the rabbit hole, you know, you start to realize that there are parallel universes. There are so many things happening. You know, I got to do more videos on quantum physics, but like I tell you, the double slit experiment shows that when you observe electrons in an experiment, they actually change how they behave based on how you observe them. So when you learn about quantum physics, string theory, all of that stuff, you realize that the universe, things ain't always what they seem, and especially this universe. So when you remind yourself, reality changes based on how you perceive it. This is a big thing. And this is the reason why perception is reality. People say, what's real? Perception creates reality, helps create reality. And this is the reason why you want to control your perception. You don't want the media controlling how you perceive things. Sometimes you read things, you're like, oh my gosh, I believe in that. But that's just a carefully crafted story to make you believe in it in a certain way. And this is the reason why you want to take everything with a pinch of salt. What do they say? Don't believe anything that you see and only half of what you hear. This is the time to be on, because you've got to remind yourself right now, it's a perception deception. And you want to really be trusting yourself more than what's out there. How you feeling today, deep diver? Shout out to everyone who's here. You are appreciated. So nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our eyes. You know, we're at the last stage of what I call the TikTok madness. Because you see, what happens is, we've been trying, humanity as a collective has been trying so long and so hard to fall asleep again. The reason why humanity wants to fall asleep again is because it doesn't want to face the truth of how powerful it really is. So what's happened? You know, you have TikTok madness, where a lot of people want to dress up to be someone else. They want to play a character. You can change your voice. You can do a 10-second video, 15-second video, and it seems pretty cool, but you're doing everything to be someone who you're not. We're at the last stage of that, because you see, after that, people are going to get exhausted. They're going to go back to who they truly are. You see, now it's cool to be authentic. It's more cool to be authentic than be a character. Because you see, humanity is exhausted trying to be someone else for so long. Filters, this, that. Now, the best thing you can do is be authentic, because the people who are light years ahead. And this is where we're moving back to. You see, everything comes full circle. We've been in the illusion for so long, people are getting tired of it. Also, there are a lot of casualties in the illusion because people believe they're someone they're not. They do something stupid. There was a guy on TikTok. I hope he recovers. He was doing a TikTok challenge, and, you know, him and his friends were lighting flamethrowers. And unfortunately, he burnt all of his body. He was just following a TikTok trend. But this is what's happening, because you see, that's what happens with the illusion. People don't get taught the truth. And that guy, his life is never ever going to be the same again because of the 15 seconds of fame. See, this is what's happening with the TikTok madness. People are doing anything for that 15 seconds of fame. Well, that's coming to an end because you're going to get more and more examples. There was a girl in Turkey who was taking a selfie. She actually went to a roof because she said, hey, I want to take the best selfie. And she actually fell through the roof. It was crazy. You know, back in the day, a few years ago, I think they had to ban those videos. But there were videos of people in Dubai, you know, doing this kind of parkour. They were just filming themselves without safety equipment, walking on top of buildings, you know, and it was crazy. And people were getting inspired by doing that, and they were hurting themselves in the process. So that's why I always say right now, it's not just about saying, hey, I want to be seen on social media. You got to be smart out here, because a lot of people are doing silly stuff. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And it's happening. You know, people are literally filming people when they need help. I did the whole video on Shaquilla Robinson, right? Went viral. But people are filming people without even helping them. You know, in sometimes fights, all kind of crazy stuff, right? So we're in a time where people are ready to go back to authenticity. But it's going to be a dogfight, because once again, you've got to remind yourself that there are levels to this. And there are some people who are at different stages of knowing who they really are. If you don't know who you are, you'll always be a slave. If you don't know who you are, you'll always externalize your power. If you don't know who you are, you'll always prefer the illusion over the reality. And I'm here to be a hybrid, you know, and this is what you need right now, because you see, nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our eyes. Like I told you, what you're going to start to see more of is people who are going to be so smart, because I told you, a lot of people who have a large platform are starting to wake up. I'm talking about these Hollywood A-listers, people like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, all of these people. Even though Tom Cruise is into Scientology, all of that's a front. But a lot of these people, they know what time it is. But you're going to have people on that level who are going to spill the beans, and it's already happening. Because you see, the mainstream is the mainstream, and you have gatekeepers. Not everyone wants things in the mainstream. You have people who protect the mainstream, but the mainstream has been infiltrated. There are people who are putting wisdom in the mainstream, knowledge, videos, and passing it around. And this is the reason why you're having such a catastrophic awakening happening all around the world. It's actually created a limbo state, a state where the whole of society has been rocked, and things will never ever be the same. That's the good news. That's the good news. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. Let me raise the frequency because I didn't play the intro song to raise the frequency. So let's raise the frequency. And once again, deep divers, hit that like button, share the video, and let's blast off.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're blasting off right now, deep divers. We're blasting off right now. Let me say a thank you to David Tomes. You're most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. True strength is not about how much you can carry, but how much you can let go of. Slow motion this side. And this is so powerful. Thank you so much, David, for that. True strength is not how much you can carry, but how much you can let go of. Powerful, powerful. Let's raise the frequency. This is for you, David.
I believe one day, I believe in the future. I believe in the past. I believe what you truly desire, you can bring to pass. All you need is a focus and a story to hold, and the faith that you can achieve what's inside your soul. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say, either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say, either way, we're gonna get better. Know that you can make it. Hold it tight, cause they will try to take it. Keep it close, cause they will try to shake it. But whatever you do, don't let them break it. Cause each moment's just a new chance to take into your own hands and shape the life you see inside your dreams. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday we'll make it. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get better. In your heart there lives a dream for your soul to master. From the moment that you breathe, get to chasing after. Yeah. All that you want, all that you ever dreamed. You can make anything of this life. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can someday try. We only try. No matter what people say, either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday, other days we only can try.
That was powerful. That was powerful. Let me say a thank you to the wonderful Serene Grace. You're most definitely appreciated. You just charged me up. You just charged me up right now, Serene Grace. You're most definitely appreciated. Let me say a thank you. So grateful for your truth. Speaking Ralphie, shout out to you and all who you help. And all who you help us reach. Much love to all. Thank you so much, Serene Grace. You're so appreciated. Shout out to you. You're most definitely appreciated. So we're in a powerful time right now, deep divers. Truly powerful time. And like I said, nothing can stop what's coming. We're in a point right now where that's why I never underestimate people. There are a lot of people who are playing two sides. There are a lot of people who are far more awake than you can ever imagine, because this is the time for it. So sometimes you might see someone walking and think, oh my gosh, they're so fast asleep. Little do you know, they're deeper than you can ever know. And this is what's happening right now, because society has been forced to be so shallow by their own choosing. You know, a lot of people, they only show the shallow side of themselves on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on all of these things, right? But there's a deeper side to everybody. Deeper side to everybody. And because whenever you have something which is done to exaggeration, like TikTok, which is like a caricature of society, it actually creates the opposite effect behind closed doors. People now are even more deeper. You see, and this is the good news. You know, everything works in our favor. Let me say a shout out to everyone who's here. Tamara Enley. Wait a second. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tamara Enley. Ralph, you are truly done it tonight. I appreciate you. You are appreciated. Thank you so much. Let me shout out to the wonderful Studio H in the house. Let me drop. You just unlock the reggae real vibes, Studio H. Uh-oh. You just unlocked those beautiful frequencies. Studio H, most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. People's truth, which were kept inside, are uniting, and it's getting louder. It's finally time for the authentic voice to break down the walls and come out in the matrix. So much gratitude to you, Ralph. Hey, I appreciate you. You are most definitely appreciated. That's a powerful message, and that's so true. That's so true. People's truth, which were kept inside, are uniting and getting louder. It's finally time for the authentic voice to break down the walls and come out in the matrix. So much gratitude. Slow motion this side. That was powerful. Studio H, you're diving deep right now. Absolutely. This is where we are. This is where we are, and this is the reason why it's such a powerful time right now, because you see, people are uniting. People are uniting, you know, and you've got to remind yourself with everything, love sets you free. Fear keeps you a prisoner. Like Orwell said, they're afraid of love because love creates a world they can't control. And right now, people are choosing love over fear, to the point where a lot of people are no longer afraid. And when you remind yourself that you are immortal, this is the big secrets which have been hidden from humanity. Energy can never be destroyed, only transferred. And this is what all the ancients knew. They knew that energy is immortal. Energy is immortal. And therefore, when you have this realization, you live according to truth. A lot of people have been sold the false notion that you only live once and this is it. And this is the reason why a lot of people have been misguided. This is the reason why a lot of people don't want to dive deep, because they think that this is it. But now people are starting to realize, actually, we're constantly incarnating, reincarnating, because energy is immortal. It can never be destroyed, only transferred. And this new awareness, which is actually an old awareness, is coming back. And a lot of people are realizing, actually, they're connecting back to the ancestors. Angelo Pastore, you are appreciated. Loving the vibes. Feels like I'm on vacation. Loving the music. You are the man, Ralph. Thank you, Mr. Smart. Angelo, you are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Angelo. And I got more of those vibes. Right? And, right now, we've got to be master alchemists, because nobody can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our eyes. You see, what you're seeing is this shift, for people to become master alchemists. You are always shown bad news. You're always shown things that keep you at a low frequency and a low vibration. And this is what's coming to an end. If you notice, because I always say, check out all the big news stories, all the big news sites. So you got Fox News, CNN, BBC, Daily Mail, Al Jazeera. And what you're going to find is 85% of the information is going to be bad news. Go and check. I would go so far as to say 90%. And there's a reason why. Because you see, you have to be smart enough to not get caught in that vortex of bad news, doom and gloom, because it's a trap. It's a trap. And a lot of people are getting smarter. They're realizing whatever you focus on grows, and they're not tuning in to the doom and gloom. They're tuning into a whole new reality. And this is where you can't stop it. You can't stop what people are creating. And I always say, when you can learn how to go within, it's over. It's over. Because you see, so long as you're fixated on what's happening out there, you're always going to be confused and looking a little bit shaky, baby, because they control the illusion. You control the truth. They control the illusion. They can tell you, hey, so much bad news, be afraid, be very afraid. But how is the bad news going to help you? You see, you always got to remind yourself, if you're always tuned into bad news, how is that going to help you? It's not going to do anything but make it worse. And people are now outsmarting the very system they were born into. A lot of people are not giving news the time of day. I told you, when you remind yourself that the game Monopoly is an actual game based on the Matrix. Who has the monopoly? Vanguard and BlackRock. Vanguard and BlackRock. A lot of people didn't know about BlackRock 2 years ago. But how come you know about BlackRock right now? You're not supposed to know about BlackRock. You're not supposed to know about Vanguard. But you see, it's because of the times we're in. Even a lot of people now know about BlackRock, that they own most of the world. The Matrix world, right? And a lot of people are starting to realize that if you own all of the media, that the information is not going to be factual all the time. It's going to have an agenda most of the time. So a lot of people are now getting smart and realizing that, okay, I get it. Everything has been bought, and therefore I can't trust it because it is not unbiased. It has an agenda. And right now it's about realizing you have to create your own BlackRock. You got to create your own Vanguard. We've got to come together and create the new world. But also, it's about changing narratives based on the words that you use. You see, in this journey, beautiful journey. How are you feeling today, deep divers? Woke up like this. You have to write yourself in as the hero. That's what I did, because you see, I could have written myself in as the martyr. I could have written myself in as the martyr, the one who dies for the cause. I said, you know what? I've got to be smart enough, Ralph Smart, right, to write myself in as the hero, because words have power. And I always want you to remind yourself of this. You want to give yourself the most powerful name in the universe, because word is bond. So when I said I'm infinite waters, that was instant immortality, right? And this is how you have to learn how to be an architect of your own reality. You want to start speaking words into existence. You see, you've seen from a lot of examples, people have spoken their own demise into existence because they didn't realize the laws of the universe. Some examples. You had Andrew Tate, who said, first they silence you, then they put you in jail, then they kill you. He actually said, then they put you in jail before he went to jail. You had Tupac Shakur, who said so many things, right? He even, in I Ain't Mad at You, pictured the whole scene of his own demise. And this is the reason why a lot of people don't know about these secrets, that you have to speak life because there's power in the tongue. And this is the new awareness that's coming back to the planet. So you have to remind yourself that I'm always going to be here because I'm infinite waters. Water is the most powerful force on the planet. It can change form. Like Bruce Lee said, be the water, right? So you have to ask yourself, deep divers, what's my true name? Not Jim, Michael, Jeanette. No, what's your alias that holds supreme power? Because that's your hidden power. And there's a reason why a lot of people, once they start to wake up, they change their name. And once you change your name to make it work for you, that primes your subconscious mind to act in a similar vibration. So when I say infinite waters, I got to remind myself of that. You got to be infinite and you got to be the water. We're in a powerful time right now, deep divers. So much is happening. And one thing that came up, which I had to tell you about, is we already won. It's already, if you are someone who has always known there was something wrong with the world, if you're someone who was the only one in your family, because like I say, there's only sometimes one person in the family who gets it, and you are the the one who everyone doesn't understand, right? But you are the wisest one. And right now, you are no longer the minority, because for so long, the people, the chosen ones, the light workers have been doing all the work by themselves. Now that comes to an end. It's time for us all to come back together in the same space geographically. And that's what's happening. You see, we are now the majority, no longer the minority. We're now the majority, no longer the minority. And because of this time we're in right now, people are going to be asking you for advice, guidance, information. Because you see, what's happened is that everything has been upgraded. Everything has been reset. You see, it's no longer cool to be ignorant. It's no longer cool to be ignorant, because ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive pain. And people are realizing that actually, no, it's cooler to be in the know. Right? How you feeling today, deep divers? Shout out to everyone who's here. Everything that's happening has already been prophesized. Everything that's happening has already been talked about. And this is how this whole reality works. You can know what's coming. And we can see what's coming. We can see that there's a split happening, and it's a choice that you have to make. And right now, it is truly a choice that people have to make. Because you see, once you've made that choice, that's it. Because the inorganic ones want to turn you into a digital avatar. They want to take away your own soul. Once that happens, you can't say, hey, I want to go back to being human. It's too late. Don't you realize James Cameron was telling you in the film The Avatar 2 what's going on? I broke down that film, deep divers. Go and watch the Avatar 2 breakdown by Ralph Smart. Already went viral. Because I was breaking down the whole science. This is what time we're in right now. You can choose to be human and choose your humanity over the artificial insanity, or you can choose to be a digital avatar. And once you do that, there's no going back. There's no going back. Right now, we're in a time where everything is becoming digital for a reason, including you. And the only way out of it is to, once again, reconnect back to who you really are. There's a reason why I say, hey, I've got to go into the heart of nature every single day. Every single day, I got to do sun gazing. I got to do hydromancy, right? And this is how you stay connected. Because if you don't, you might as well be an android. You know, Elon Musk told you you're already an android. You're already a cyborg. And you got to remind yourself, once that happens, once you go through the door 100%, there's no going back. So we're in a tremendous time right now because we all have to make a choice. The human being is being changed genetically. The human being is being changed genetically. The DNA is changing. But we're going to raise the frequency. We're going to raise the frequency. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep divers, smash the like button, share the video. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's raise the frequency. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. It's a choice. It's a choice, deep divers. It's always a choice. Shout out to everyone who's here. everybody who's diving deep, and also deep divers, let me know what's on your mind. This is your show. If there's something you want me to talk about, hit that super chat. Let's talk about it. Whatever you want to say, just say it. We can dive into it. Full Moon, you are most definitely appreciated. Shout out to you. Ralph, can you talk about the inorganic ones, who the inorganic ones are, and how to avoid and defeat them? Thank you. That's a great question. Great question. Well, let me tell you this, that the inorganic ones are entities who have been around from the dawn of time, and they're needed. What they do and who they are energy, like everything else. But their role is to destroy and deceive. And basically, when you know about the laws, the Hermetic principles, the Kabbalion, the law of polarity, hot, cold, yin, yang, you realize that as good as you are, there has to be someone as evil on the other side of the spectrum. And this is the reason why the inorganic ones are just on the other side of the spectrum. So when you really want to say, hey, let's move to truth, let's find out who we are, they want to keep you in the illusion. And that's what they are. They are the illusion. You are the truth. And how to avoid the illusion is simple. Turn it off. Sometimes you're watching the TV, turn it off. If it's not helping you evolve, it's a distraction. And to defeat them, you don't have to worry about the inorganic ones. All you have to do is focus on yourself. That's all you got to do. Focus on yourself and remind yourself that you have more power than they do once you find out who you really are and go within. But you defeat them by not giving them your energy. Like Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix, we want to turn you into this, a battery. That's what the inorganic ones want to do. They want to harvest your energy. But it's been happening from the days of the Anunnaki. It's been happening for a long, long time. Human beings have been cattle because human beings have a lot of energy. 8 billion people, right? And when you are in a state of fear, you generate even more energy. But you have to remind yourself, fear is food. Fear is how someone else eats. The more afraid you are, people eat. The inorganic ones, that's how they get fed, through your fear. So you defeat them by being fearless and by not being afraid. That's how you become more powerful. That's a great question. Shout out to everyone who's here, Deep Divers. How you feeling today? So right now we're in a powerful time. You know, I spoke of how it's only ever taken one person to change the world. And that person is you. You know, it's only ever taken one candle to light 1,000. One candle to light 1,000. And you see, for the longest time, people have believed that what they have to say is not important. You know, a lot of humanity deals with imposter syndrome. You know, imposter syndrome is not just a psychological term. It's an actual reality in the fabric of human consciousness. A lot of people think they're less than. That's why Marianne Williamson said, your greatest fear is not that you're inadequate. Your greatest fear is that you're powerful beyond measure. Because you see, a lot of people feel they're inadequate. They feel they don't belong here. They don't deserve to say what they want to say. Who am I to be great? All of these things. It's a reality, imposter syndrome. So sometimes a long time ago when I would be making a video, I'll be like, oh my gosh, what am I talking about? But now I've learned to override the imposter syndrome. And that's what you need right now. You have to realize that you are worthy. You see, every single day, the inorganic ones have bad news for you. But guess what? They love it. They wear it on their sleeve like a badge of honor to say, hey, we're telling you the truth, but it's a lie. So why are you doubting the truth that you have when in actuality, it's a greater truth than their lies? So this is how you override the imposter syndrome. Tempest Vibe, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Good to see you here. Can you talk about the astral dream realm changes? Because recently they felt very important. 555 change always comes vibing with all the way. That's a great question. Well, we've got to remind ourselves the astral dream world is closer to the real world than this one, right? And this is the reason why you have to be very mindful in the astral world, the astral realm, because you see, you can manifest there, but you can also attract entities which feed off your energy. That's why you've got these notions of succubus, incubus. You know, people go to sleep, they wake up all wet because they've been attacked by a sexual demon. These things are real. But also in the astral realm, you can find out things you've never, ever known before. You can get enlightened. You can wake up 10 times stronger. In the dream world, the astral realm, all of your true desires come alive. Everything you're suppressing during the day comes out at night. This is the reason why you have the werewolf howling at night, right? Because everything comes out at night. The vampires come out at night. Everything you've been hiding during the day comes out at night, because the astral dream realm is symbolic of the shadow side. It's symbolic of everything that you're trying to suppress coming out. So you have to realize, do the shadow work. Do the shadow work, and this prepares you for any trip down the astral realm. You know, we're not afraid of the astral realm, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. You know, I always encourage everybody, and I want you to know this, deep divers, that you have a lot to share. You know, I've got a lot to share. You have a lot to share, because you are a missing piece of the jigsaw. And once you know this, phenomenal things happen. There's a reason why certain people are where they are. There's a reason why you have people like Selena Gomez, people like Will Smith, people like Prince Charles, all of these, King Charles, whatever his name is. You have to remind yourself you are royalty. You have to remind yourself you are the A-list celebrity that you're admiring. It's just that you've forgotten. Why am I telling you this? Because you see, in this dream world reality, you can choose to be whoever you want. Don't you realize that everything is a product of your imagination? You chose who you were, and you can choose who you want to be. So this is very important, because you see, a lot of people have been idolizing celebrities, not realizing celebrities are very powerful, because they are spellcasters. They cast spells, and they have a lot of, let's just say, powers, because they know their power. They know what they're doing. They know who they are. They know that they are leaders and shamans and priests and all of these things. And some celebrities help people, some deceive people, but they know that actually I have an important role to play, because they chose that. But what a lot of you don't realize is that you are the ultimate celebrity. You are supposed to be putting yourself in that position. People like Kim Kardashian, you can hate on her, but at the same time, she manifested her reality. You have to realize that that's what they do in Hollywood, because Hollywood comes from the Druids, the Hollywood which cast spells. So even the entertainment industry, you can learn from it, because people there are casting spells. They're casting what they want into existence. And you have to start doing that. You have to start having your own productions. That's what I'm doing here. What do you think this is? This is the movie Deep Divers, right? You're in a movie right now. And you have to start becoming a director of your own movie. The Johnny, you are most definitely appreciated. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Humans are not human. We are consciousness having human experience. Animals are not animals. They are consciousness having an animal experience. Plants are not plants. They are consciousness having a plant experience. Woo! That was powerful. And this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. You know, right now we've got to remind ourselves that for so long there's been this kind of stigma to say, hey, I'm spiritual. But you see, you got to remind yourself everything is spiritual. So you don't have to say, hey, I'm spiritual. You have to be somebody who is able to see everything is everything, like Lauryn Hill said. So I was realizing that I can see what's happening in the world, where you have a lot of people who are afraid to dive deep. And sometimes you talk to them and they say, gosh, you're so deep. So I had to remind myself that a lot of people aren't ready yet to take the deep dive. At the same time, people are people, and everything is run off emotions. When you learn this, you can hack everything. That's how I hacked to get millions of subscribers. That's how I hacked to get millions of subscribers, because I realized that everything is emotional. Everything is the energy in motion. So you don't even have to tell people you're spiritual. They're going to feel your vibration. And you have to remind yourself that everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants the good life. Everybody wants love. That's it. So when you embody that frequency, you attract everybody to you. And that's why I got people watching my videos who are far, far deep in the matrix. They say, Ralph, I love your videos. I'll say, no worries. You're so welcome. Because I'm reaching people who are even still plugged in the matrix. And that's what it's about. I'm reaching people who are so superficial, right? And that's good, because I'm talking their language. And this is what you want to learn how to do. You don't want to just talk to the choir. You don't want to just sing to the choir. You want to reach people where they are at their level. And when you remind yourself that people are people, you see, people respond to good frequency, good vibration. Once you have that, it speaks for itself. The energy introduces you to them. And this is what a lot of you have to start to get your head around. If you want to reach people, you don't have to give them a whole load of wisdom with books and information and quotes. No, all you have to do is have a good energy. There's a reason why certain singers like Drake, or what's the other one, Bad Bunny? Is that his name? Bad Bunny, right? The most streamed artist in the world. The reason why he's so popular in Puerto Rico and the whole world is because of his energy. He comes across as this very laissez-faire guy, you know, with a reggaeton. And with someone like that who has a lot of people listening to his music, he can slip in some information. So that's why I always tell you, focus on your energy, not on the information, because the energy is the information. So if you really want to reach people, you don't have to get smart. You have to work on your energy. Spread good frequency, spread good vibes, because everyone's actually attracted to that. Everybody is attracted to good vibes. AJC Art, you are appreciated. Thanks, Ralph. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. You are appreciated. Right? And that's the thing. Everybody's attracted to good vibes, good frequencies. And that's the hidden secret. Let me shout out to the wonderful Selena Mato. Selena Mato in the house. You just charged me up. Uh-oh. You just charged me up right now, Selena. Thank you so much. As we take back our mind, we are taking back our power. As we step into our power, we are creating our reality, creating our dream reality, becoming the change. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was powerful. As we take back our mind, we are taking back our power. As we step into our power, we are creating our dream reality, becoming the change. And that's what it's always about, you know. We got to remind ourselves right now, nobody can stop what's coming. And what's coming is that you're not going to have one infinite waters. You're going to have billions. You're going to have billions. You know, like Agent Smith, when he came out in the Matrix, it got like hundreds of Agent Smiths, right? You're going to have billions of infinite waters, billions of different people who are raising the frequency and vibration. It's way bigger than me, way bigger than me. That's why I say I'm just a messenger. But you're going to realize where we're heading is that you're having so many people speaking truth that it's going to be in abundance, and it's already happening, where no one is going to be the sole leader. Everybody is going to be a leader. And this is where we're shifting to. And this is where it has to be shifted to, because you see, for so long, only a few people have held power. And, you know, I broke down, you know, on certain videos, the history of royal families. I can do that again if you want, but, you know, I spoke about that. I said, okay, how come certain families have all of this power? How come certain people have all of this power while other people have nothing? There's a reason why. There's a reason why. And this new paradigm is where people are now becoming the leaders, right? They're becoming the leaders of their own story. You know, once upon a time, I'll give you a little rundown of how, you know, you had kings and queens and all of these things, you know, because I've studied history from all over the world. You know, there's a reason why you've had kings and queens in every single country. You had a nobility, and there's a reason why, because you see, long ago, going back to Sumeria, going back to Kemet, which is Egypt, you had beings from other star systems who came down. You know, the 3 stars on Orion's belt, which is aligned to the pyramids perfectly, has always shown the link that a long time ago, this Earth was visited by extraterrestrials. So anyway, when they came on the planet, you know, they saw Homo habilis. You know, they saw Homo erectus. They saw human beings in a very infant stage. And they bred with certain human beings. This is the reason why you hear the talk of Nephilim in the Bible, all of these things. Because there were giants on this planet who bred with the daughters of Earth and created a Homo sapien. And this is how all of a sudden human beings got a bit smarter. Not truly 100% smart, but they got a little bit of intelligence. Ever wondered why aeroplanes came into existence? You're right. Where did human beings get all of this technology from all of a sudden? They jumped from being a Homo erectus to all of a sudden knowing how to fly aircraft and all of these things. So there was a huge jump in knowledge, because they had knowledge from the gods as well. So a human being was half animal half God, right? And, you know, when these other beings came down, you know, they made contracts with certain leaders at the time, people who said, hey, I can lead the rest of my flock, right? So this is how you got the priesthood. The priesthood were close to the ETs, and the priesthood held the knowledge. This is the reason why Library of Alexandria, you had so many books, all of that stuff. And the priesthood knew the secrets. They knew about the ETs. Until this day, the Vatican has so many books you're not even allowed to go and see, right? The Vatican have all the information. So they know what time it is. So the priesthood have a tremendous amount of information. Now, the priesthood had to have people to move the spotlight away from them. So they selected certain families. And this is how you had royal families being created, because they were chosen by the priesthood. But all throughout time, if a king was going to get beheaded, it was because the priesthood said the king must die or the queen must die. It was all, the order was always given from the priesthood. So the priesthood control the whole monarchy in every single country. You ain't ready for this true deep dive. I'm just diving deep slowly. Right? And this is how it's always been. So it works hand in hand. This is the reason why all monarchies have a good relationship with the priesthood, and the priesthood have a good relationship with the monarchy. Right? A lot of people don't know this, but let me shallow dive for you. Let me shallow dive for you. And so you had the priesthood, the monarchy, then you had the masses, you had the general population. And the reason why the general population didn't have this information is because they chose ignorance. They chose to eat, drink, and be merry. While the general population were eating, drinking, and being merry, the priesthood was studying. And that was the difference. So traditions and all of these things, like Terence McKenna said, culture is not your friend. Traditions, all of these things, holidays, all of those things, they were for the masses. And the priesthood didn't celebrate that behind closed doors. We're diving deep right now, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. How you feeling today, right? Nothing can stop what's coming. Everything is changing right before our own eyes. So a big change that's also happened on the planet is a cashless society. And, you know, a lot of people have realized that actually, you know, cash is no longer being used by a lot of people. In fact, it's even hard for me to say when was the last time I had cash in my hand. But I always keep cash in my hand, right? Just in case. But it's not having the same effect. You see, there's a reason why your uncle and your auntie, they used to keep cash under the bed, because you see, cash is symbolic of you controlling your own reality. Because if something happens, you can pull out the cash and you can be on your way. With a cashless society, everything is digital. So what happens when they say your card is declined? That's happened to a lot of people. What happens when they say, hey, sorry, you got to call your bank? And this is the reason why what you have to realize is you want to go one step further to not just be so saying, oh, yes, I just want to go cashless, because You also want to be aware of investing in silver and gold, natural resources, because that's very important. Because the thing is, if everything is digital, it has no value. And that's what's happening. Let me tell you this, deep divers, we're living in truly phenomenal times. And I want to say to everyone who's been diving deep, you were right. You know, everything that's happening is actually a confirmation that you were right. And like I said, you are going to be sought after, because a lot of people are starting to wake up and they're going to need help. They're going to need guidance. They're going to need someone to talk to. And you are the ones who are going to be the ones who are going to help them. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers, everybody who's diving deep. So like I always say, smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. Smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. Let's raise the frequency. Shout out to Abnus, the wonderful master creator who created this masterpiece. Check this out and be inspired.
There's a call on humanity right now, and it's serious business. All around the world, you can feel it. The ascension is happening. The shift is kicking in. The conscious is getting higher and higher. You can feel the godliness. You can feel the power within. It's that time. Divine intervention. Divine intervention. A call for humanity to rise up to its power. Your power. Your power. Just rise up to your power. Just rise up to your power, to your power. 5D mind state. It's all about love. It's all about the people. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about we. And together, unity. And together, unity. Your power.
Your power, deep divers, your power. That's what it's all about. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about we, right? And that short video sums up so much about what I'm talking about right now. You know, we're in truly great times right now to be alive, deep divers. And like I say, we got to keep going, because you see, every single day you have to realize that we're in a world of, you have to show up. You got to be consistent. You've got to be speaking things into existence. You got to be creating things. And the more and more people that do that, the more collective reality shifts for the better. You see, every single day you have a news story, which is not good. It's not positive. It's negative. But you see it being shared every single day. So when you remind yourself of this, even the inorganic ones don't take a day off. Why should you? Even the inorganic ones, tomorrow they're going to have more bad news for you. They're not going to take a day off. They're going to continue repeating the same thing every single day. So why aren't you learning that you must be consistent in what you're doing? Because that's how you change everything. You know, sometimes people say, gosh, Ralph, I love your videos and thank you so much for repeating certain things. And I always tell them, that's how you reprogram the subconscious mind, repetition. I'm a psychologist and a criminologist. So I know that if you want to change something, you got to continue to repeat what you want. You got to say it every single day. You got to say your affirmations. And right now we're in a time where people are realizing you better be saying your affirmations. You better be repeating what you want into existence endlessly. And so it will be. Creatives, you are appreciated. Every day I show up for myself. It's my job. Ooh. I like that. That was powerful right there. Every day I show up for myself. That was a good bar. Every day I show up for myself. It's my job. That's fantastic. That's what it's always about. You know, deep divers, we're in truly powerful times, and I'm going to be doing more of these live shows because it's so important for me I had to upgrade. You see, this is what is happening. You know, I was realizing that I couldn't get too comfortable in a comfort zone. You know, nature is my comfort zone. Every single day I'm in the heart of nature. But I realized I was only at a certain level. For me to go to the next level, I had to reach people where they are, which is live streaming. Because you see, right now, live streaming is an introduction to the metaverse. So I love nature. I'm in nature every single day. But for me to hack the matrix, I got to live stream. Because once you do that, it's game over. Because now you're coming from both angles, both sides. So this is what we all have to do. We don't want to get stuck in a way saying, hey, I'm only going to be in nature. You got to also meet people out where they are, which is virtual reality. Shout out to everybody who's here. But we make it real, deep divers. Soul Sensation, you are most definitely appreciated. When meditating, my body rocks around. I feel the energy rising, circling. I feel healing, powerful. I announce my affirmations in threes. Ooh. It's surreal. That's powerful. And there's a reason why, 3 is a magic number. And affirmations repeated in threes often end up turning out to become a reality. And, we've got to remind ourselves, deep divers, for the longest time, people have thought, hey, that awakening stuff is boring. No, we're having the most fun right now. Because we're aware of what's going on. We're awake to what's going on. And a lot of people are going to be in for a rude awakening. Because you see, a lot of people are still under the spell, the dream spell. And like I said, on this way to awakening, for you to come out of the other side, you're going to have to go through a breakdown. It's extremely destructive because everything you know is coming to an end. And this is the reason why when people start to wake up, everything seems to change. The room starts to look funny. What's happening, deep divers? The room is looking funny right now. Right? The room starts to look funny. People don't look the same. Friends you were once cool with no longer have the same appeal because you are graduating, you're upgrading. And this is what's happening. You can't work at the same job you used to work at. You can't go to the same places you used to go to because everything is changing. And, it's in everyone's destiny to embark on that journey. Creatives, you are appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you. Once again, thank you so much. Creatives, deep divers, smash that like button, share the video. Smash that like button, share the video, right? New doors are opening, old ones are closing. We have the power to let go and embrace the new. Dope is pronounced dope, by the way. Might have to rebrand. Hey, dope, you are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. So, deep divers, we're in a truly powerful time right now. And what we must never forget is that the ink of a scholar is more powerful than the death of a martyr. Right? That was a slow motion. We've got to remind ourselves that right now, your voice is powerful, more powerful than you know. It's not time to be acting small anymore. It's not time to be pretending to be small, pretending to be like you're a nobody. No, you're actually a very important being on this planet. That's why you were created in the first place. And the more people start waking up to this reality, shifting back into their true power, it's over. You've been told that, hey, what you're saying is nonsense. But if that's the case, wait a minute, how come we're inspiring millions of people? Right? If that's the case, how come so many people are waking up to the same reality that we're so much more? So you've heard the expression, those that could not hear the music were thought to be crazy. Those that were seen dancing were thought to be crazy by those who could not hear the music, right? You've heard that expression. Well, that's what's happening right now. Shout out to everyone who's here. So many wonderful deep divers. Let me give everyone a round of applause. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. Sarah, you are most definitely appreciated. Do more lives, Ralph. Well, definitely. Like I always say, this is a start. And I love doing lives. Truth be told, I love doing lives. And I'm always going to be doing live streams. I've done a lot of live streams, but I never think about how much I've done. I always say how much I can do in the future. And I can do even more. Because I got the energy, and there's nothing that beats face-to-face interaction with deep divers, with you wonderful deep divers in live time. But also, I love to come from different angles, and that's what I always encourage you to do. I can come from any angle. I can do videos in the heart of nature. I can do videos in the art gallery. I can do videos in the gold room. I can do live streaming. I can come from like 5-6 different angles. So I can make videos on my iPhone. Right. And this is what I always want to show you, that right now, it doesn't matter what you have. You can use anything. I made a video on an iPhone today. Today's video was on the iPhone. Right. Where's the iPhone? Right here. Right. Right here. Right here. Just this to make a very powerful video. And I could keep doing that. So we're in a world where this device is a game changer. You don't need a fancy camera. You can use this, get a good microphone. You can make videos that go viral, that millions of people watch. So don't say, oh, I haven't got a camera, I can't afford it. It's in your back pocket. It's in your back pocket. And if you realize how powerful this device was, you will say, actually, I can turn this iPhone into a whole camera. I can live stream with it. I can use this to power my dream. So right now, you got to start realizing, and that's why I come from different angles, because I say, hey, what would happen if I didn't have this studio? I got dolly cameras, right? This camera here costs $5,000. This camera here costs $4,000, right? Just the lens alone is $1,000. But at the same time, that doesn't matter because this iPhone is not that expensive, right? iPhone 13, and you can use it to make a video with. So what I'm telling you is that now you don't need all the latest gear to create a message that can inspire people. This is the good news. You see, when I was coming up on YouTube, you had to have good equipment to stand out. You had to have a good camera, a good microphone. Now it's a level playing field. Level playing field. You got people who have great cameras, great microphones. So now it's about the message. And if you've always been about the message, you're always winning. Right? Because now everybody has good cameras. They got good equipment. They're TikToking. They're doing that. So it's not about the camera because everyone can use their phone, which is great quality. So now it's all about the message. What are we going to talk about? That's the big thing, right? And we've got a whole lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. So remind yourself, deep divers, you have in your pocket maybe an Android, maybe an iPhone. You can make a video. You can inspire someone else. Because you see, that's what these celebrities are doing in the Matrix. They're saying, you know what? I'm going to inspire millions of people. And that's what happens. They now influence millions of people, thus creating a whole new reality. But you can do the same thing. I did the same thing and I'm doing the same thing. So right now, nothing can stop what's coming because more and more people are going to get empowered to spread a message that can really change the fabric of this entire society. Right. So I'm going to be doing more live streams. Right. I'm going to do more live streams. At the same time, I'm going to say thank you because like I say, it's just a gift. You know, there are people who have only made one video and that's enough. I've got over 4,000 videos. So I got to say thank you. I got to say thank you because the universe has blessed me with health, strength, looking 19. You're so kind, deep divers, right? And it's only because I'm humbling myself every single day. But you know, I want to encourage all of you to do the same thing. Someone encouraged me to make a video. And that's how I started on YouTube. Someone said, hey, I dare you to make a video. You could change your life. I said, really? They said, yes. I said, what? Right? So we're in a world right now where you want to be a creator. You are creators. This is what's happening. This is the great change that's coming to the planet. People are reminding themselves we are creators. That's all we're here to do is create. And if you're not creating, you're stagnating. If you're not creating, you're stagnating. You know, we've become a society of consumerism, which is cool. You have to consume, but you also have to produce at the same time. And if you can do both, it's game over. I consume and I produce, right? So I want all of you to be producers that you came here to be. Deep divers, we're in a powerful time right now. Powerful time right now. You know, I want to keep these lives 2 hours. 2 hours, right? Just concise, right? Not too long, not too short, just a sweet spot. I want to thank everyone who's been here. You know, everyone who's in the chat, you know who you are. Studio H, you're most definitely appreciated. Shout out to Sylvia Cole, you're most definitely appreciated. Shout out to Mean Guru, you're appreciated. Agenda, I love you. Serene Grace, I love you too. Broski, you're appreciated. Spiritually Enlightened, 555. Hey, you all will appreciate it. Deep Divers, I love all of you. We're in a powerful time right now. I want to say a thank you to everyone who's been here. And like I say, Deep Divers, we're in a powerful time. Let love guide you and not fear. And remind yourself your voice matters. Don't use it. Don't lose it. Use it. Deep Divers of planet Earth, I love all of you. So I'll just raise the frequency. You know, a lot of people like the intro song. They're like, Ralph, I love that song. So that's what we're going to do. One love to everyone. Once again, Deep Divers, make sure you hit that like button. Share the video. Subscribe. And also add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. Add me on Twitter at Infinite Waters, because that's a good backup. So much love to everyone. And once again, thank you to everyone who's been here. I'll be back again tomorrow. Much love, Deep Divers. Let's raise the frequency.
Wanna bathe myself in you. Wanna break my soul in two. 'Cause I would die to give what I take. Illusions still on my skin. Alluring and pulling me in. Center of my gravity, limitless reality. I wanna be holy like you. I wanna be fully consumed. I wanna be lost in physical with you. I wanna be holy. Hold my love, these trembling hands slowly growing numb. What would I give for your golden touch? What would I give? Illusions still on my skin. Alluring and pulling me in. Center of my gravity, limitless reality. I wanna be holy like you. I wanna be fully consumed. I wanna be lost in physical with you. I wanna be holy. The truth, gonna let go my prayers. I am in bloom, like a garden in June. The truth, gonna let go my I wanna be fully consumed. I wanna be lost in physical with you. I wanna be holy.
Oh yes, Deep Divers, much love to everybody who's here. Drop a bomb on that. I love all of you deep divers. Once again, much love to all of you. I'll be back again tomorrow. Check out that latest video, though, In the Heart of Nature, filmed on an iPhone. Now, I'll be filming daily videos on iPhones right now, mixing it up. One love, deep divers. Let's go. Smash that like button, share the video. Let's go.